service of ire.
Hey guys, it's time for our second best of 3 BVB Bogus versus Bomber. See a lot of fans here at the studio.
Yeah, Redditors are here, and well, we are heading into a Terran versus Terran.
Yes, we are indeed.
There's a lot of BVBs lately. Bomber versus Baby was one of them, and now he has to face another B.
Yep. You can see whoever, actually this is for the round we just saw. Because Seed was able to be knocked out, that was a weird way to phrase that, but it's because Seed,
Yeah.
because Seed could have been defeated.
That sounded a little bit spontaneous.
Yeah, I think so. SOS will face Seed in a PvP to determine who gets in Codes. So SOS looking strong in the early game. He may be able to prevent Seed from getting that easy Codes spot that a lot of people probably think he deserves.
Yeah, my money would still be on Seed though. I would be surprised if he was not able to get back into Codes immediately.
He was able to win a PvP finals, so yeah.
Well, right now, as mentioned, we are heading into BVB, and it is Bogus versus Bomber. Bogus facing a Zerg player in the first round of Code A. Here we have him to the left side. And of course, the StarTale Terran, one of the players that I don't think we really have to introduce, one of the most known players in the StarCraft 2 universe, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's extremely well known. I think that, well, if you think about how things have happened for Bomber recently, he has had some struggles, but his win over Baby shows he's still pretty solid right now, and I think that he is by far the favorite here.
Yeah, the guy just recently jumped out of a plane with a skydive that he did. I think you can actually look that up on Twitter if you add @Team StarTale. I think they certainly tweeted about it. It was within the last 2 weeks, I would have.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, actually, yeah, I tried to get the video. I wasn't able to, but I imagined that it was incredible to watch Bomber fly out of a plane like a bomb.
Yeah, when I saw the bungee jump, sorry, not the bungee jump video, the skydive video, I wanted to do something like that again. And I really want to, these days I really want to go to Macau at some point and do the bungee jump in at the Macau Tower. I think 230 or 240 meters. That looks so awesome.
Indeed. Well, we'll see if Bogus is able to knock down the Bomber here. A big first map. It is going to be Whirlwind. A huge map for Terran versus Terran. Probably a lot of Marine tank going to be seen on this map.
Let's head into the game. Our TVT, the second best of 3 of the day here at the GSL, brought to you by Colin Wolf. Starting to the bottom left of the map, we have the Terran player in red. He's starting for STX, and it is
STX Soul Bogus.
He is not fulfilled.
And with the blue colors here, the red escape button on his keyboard, looking pretty awesome. His opponent to the top left is starting in blue. He's starting for StarTale. This is
StarTale Bomber.
Bomber in the bracket finds himself in a bit of a funny situation. His first opponent in this Code A season was Baby, a Terran player. His second opponent is Bogus. And whoever wins here has to face Happy, another Terran player. So if Bomber is actually able to win, he will have to play 3 TVTs in order to get in Code S.
Yes.
This is actually, if you look at his statistics just in general, historically speaking, his worst matchup. But just recently, Bomber did so much better in the mirror match. Improved a lot.
He is, he's going for a normal build, by the way, with taking his gas at 13. But Bogus is going to be going for a Command Center first. On a map of this size, usually Command Center first is pretty much safe against anything. So Bomber is really going to have to figure out how he wants to approach the situation. He will probably go for Cloak, but right now, in Terran versus Terran, people are really switching up how they put pressure on. And, you know, I've been playing a lot of Terran versus Terran in the beta for part of the Swarm, and I feel like a a lot of the reason why people are starting to figure out, like, oh, I gotta switch things up is because they know that when the beta comes out, the builds that you use in Terran versus Terran to open are really different. Obviously, I'm not saying that because the beta's out, people are like, well, I'm just not gonna do Banshees in a tournament because Banshees can be killed by Widow Mines in Heart of the Swarm, but I feel like in general, people are experimenting a lot right now, and this is an exciting time for Wings of Liberty.
Mark my words, Widow Mines, I think the entire concept of the unit, in my opinion, is silly and makes the game more stale, which is something that I personally don't like. At some point, Blizzard will probably completely get rid of them or either change them entirely. I mean, they already did that with the last patch, but I think that Widow Mine is probably the unit that needs the most work at this point in the Heart of the Swarm in the beta. But well, in this turn versus turn matchup in Wings of Liberty, Bomber definitely took the path where he wants to be the more aggressive player. He even takes the second gas now while he's building his factory, so we might as well see a transition into Cloak later on. But what we're definitely going to see is an aggressive Startail player.
Yes.
He wants to be the one who puts on the pressure, and of course with the command center first that we had for Bogus, this early expansion, Bomber needs to do damage. He needs to trade SCVs if he wants to catch up.
By the way, we are seeing him right now. First, the reactor will finish on the barracks, but he's getting a tech lab on his factory, and that's not a start part of the map, so that's a second barracks. This is pretty weird. Now, this is going to be him getting a ton of bio units out early, plus, looks like it's going to be siege tanks unless he gets blue flame off one factory.
You're right.
This is a really weird build. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before.
Well, not in the last 18 months at least.
Yeah, this is, I mean, in 18 months ago, it was a build that was kind of like this, but you would still get a start port and you would push with Vikings to make sure you had air control and that you can continue to push forward. But he's taking double gas, so you can see his gas is getting a little bit high, but that's just so he can produce siege tanks. Siege tanks cost a lot of gas, plus he wants to get siege mode out there as soon as possible as well.
You know what this looks like a little bit? I mean, it's of course not the same, but it looks like this very, very old strategy that Terran players would use against Zerg, where you push out with the first two tanks that you have, and siege mode and Marines, and just try to kill the Zerg player immediately. That was back in the days when you had those great maps like Steps of War that everyone wants back. Not. It looks a little bit like that. I mean, look at it. We don't have an expansion. He really wants to push out. He gets siege mode now.
And the thing is,
Bogus is attacking on 3 barracks.
Bogus saw the barracks on the low ground, but I think he's misreading the situation a little bit. Okay, now I know he's not. He's actually meeting him across the map early. With the way he's positioned these units, he's going to try to make Bomber hesitate for a second, slow him down a little bit so he can buy the time back at home. He doesn't have a bunker on the way, though. And here come all the SCVs. This is something that everybody expected, of course. With a one base all in like this, you want to bring the SCVs. Why not bring
heading straight into a trap, though. It's a trap, Bomber. Get out of here. He's losing so many of his Marines already. Oh my god.
That was exactly what Bogus needed.
His Marine count just got slaughtered.
And back at home, all he needs to do is set up a bunker he already has.
This is devastating for Bomber. Bogus is doing this so well. If this attack would have arrived at Bogus' doorstep and the siege tanks being sieged up with all the Marines still sticking around, this would have been devastating. But now, suddenly we have Bogus in this awesome position. He doesn't even have to fight here. He just can fall back, let the bunker die, and continue to build Marines and then face Bomber head on.
Yeah. He's targeting down the bunker, but there are SCVs repairing. The SCVs for Bomber falling like crazy. And now, that means that Bogus can just pull his SCVs and kill the tanks and the game will end. But he's still going to wait. He's still going to be patient here. He wants to engage the tanks while they're unsieged.
30 SCVs to 2-1. 0 SCVs for Bomber are left. 0. Not a single one.
And he ends it GG.
What an awesome trap by Bogus. On the high ground, lined up every single one of these units. Look at this smile. Look at the smirk on his face. He's quite happy. Well, that worked well.
Bomber's thinking in the other booth, watching those SCVs die, watching the Marines die at the top. He said that trap was pretty bogus, man. How do you know what I was going to do?
That was initially over when we saw Bomber just trying to walk up the ramp and lose every single one of his Marines, except for like 2.
It's like Bogus knew, without a doubt, exactly what was coming. The way he set up that trap, all he saw was the barracks building on the low ground. He saw there was a barracks, that's all he knew. And he was just like, okay, I got it. When I saw him move out, I was stressed out for him. I was thinking, oh, he's actually just going to walk into a crazy awesome army that Bomber has coming across the map. He's going to lose everything. And then he's going to be under pressure from Bomber's army. But actually the opposite happened. Bogus was the one who set the trap at the high ground with a sick concave. Really nicely done.
Very well executed. and made Bomber look a little bit silly, but don't be mistaken, guys. If this attack arrives at the doorstep of Bogus without him doing so much damage early on, suddenly he's under so much pressure that he will probably not be able to hold this without a lot of bunkers. One won't be enough.
Yeah.
But as it is, Bogus takes the game with a very nice trap, and now we're heading into map number 2. Cloud Kingdom is going to be the second map between Bogus and Bomber. Terran versus Terran here at the GSL Code A, the second round with Carl and Wolf.